Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you as well for holding the markup today, tomorrow. Appreciate the incredible chance to work on this important piece of legislation. Last week, Russia raised natural gas prices on Ukraine in what clearly was a punitive measure. While this may be the most recent instance of Putin using natural gas as a weapon against one of our Eastern European allies, it certainly won't be the last. H.R. 6, the Domestic Prosperity and Global Freedom Act, is an effective means of fighting back on behalf of our friends in that region. But this subcommittee actually began looking into this issue of energy exports long before the crisis in Ukraine, and H.R. 6 is about much more than our friends in Ukraine. This bill will help many of our allies and trading partners all over the world, while providing jobs and economic growth here at home. LNG exports can truly be both a foreign policy success story and an economic policy success story, and it comes at a time when we can use a heck of a lot more of both. We've held 4 hearings on energy exports, and many of the common misconceptions about them have already been dispelled. For example, some argue that since LNG exports won't begin right away, they can't do any good for quite some time. But representatives of Hungary, Lithuania, and the Czech Republic have told this subcommittee that the very signal that America is serious about entering the global natural gas market will immediately reduce Russia's negotiating leverage and pricing power. H.R. 6 will send that signal and instantly change the dynamics in the region, and the benefits will grow in the years ahead as the LNG exports start to flow. And while Eastern Europe is understandably on everyone's mind right now, American natural gas exports will also find a market among our allies and trading partners elsewhere. For example, many of our energy-dependent Asian allies, such as Japan, India, Singapore, and South Korea, informed this subcommittee that they would strongly prefer U.S. LNG over unstable supplies from the Middle East. And several developing nations see LNG as a more affordable source of electricity for their citizens. As a representative from the Haitian government told this subcommittee, they would like trade instead of aid. There truly is a global market for American natural gas. Some have asserted that the extra demand from exports will cause a cost increase in domestic natural gas prices for manufacturers and consumers. But the nearest study conducted for the Department of Energy, as well as others, conclude that America has ample spare capacity in natural gas and that any increase in demand can be met by raising production. I know that in my home state of Colorado, we are ready to ramp up natural gas output to meet increased demand from export markets, and that the opportunity to do so would create good-paying jobs for neighbors and families. And when you add the thousands of jobs building and operating the LNG export facilities and the flow of billions of dollars of energy revenues coming into the country, it becomes clear that the geopolitical benefits are really just a fringe benefit of a sound economic policy. Despite the potential that the majority of LNG export applications are waiting in a long, despite this potential, the majority of LNG export applications are waiting in a long line at DOE. And now that the line may be even longer thanks to DOE's insistence that the U.S. public interest be in part determined by a new G7 process, that could be even longer. We shouldn't have to wait for G7 approval to create U.S. jobs and more energy security around the world. My bill breaks the logjam, expedites approvals of the pending applications, and gives new applications a more reasonable process. I urge my colleagues to support H.R. 6, and I thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the time today.